हर हर नाम शीतल जल त्यावो, हर चंदन वास सुगंध गधैया। मिल सतसंगत परम पद पाया, मैं हिरड पला संग हर बोहैया। हुक्म श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब, पेज 833-834, अंग 833-834। बिलावल मोहल्ला चौथा। हर हर नाम शीतल जल त्यावो, हर चंदन वास सुगंध गंधैया। मिल सतसंगत परम पद पाया, मैं हिरड पलास संग हर बोहैया। Bilawal Mahalla 5th. In this Ashtapadi, Guruji points out that the world is burning in the problems and pains created by its own selfishness, self-conceit and anger, and tells us what kind of medicine or ointment we can apply to our wounded souls to relieve their pain. On the basis of his personal experience, he says, "Oh my friends, meditate on God's name, which is soothing like cold water. God's name is like sandal, whose fragrance makes fragrant all vegetation around it. Just as by growing in the vicinity of sandal, even useless plants like hird and pulas become fragrant. Similarly, by sitting in the company of God, loving persons, a lowly person like me has obtained the supreme status." Para 1. जप जगन्नाथ जगदीश गुसैया, शरण परे से जन उबरे, जो प्रहलाद उधार समैया रहाओ. Therefore, Guruji says to us, "O my friends, contemplate on God, the master of the universe, because only those who have sought his shelter have been emancipated, just as by saving Prahlad, God absorbed him in himself." 1-pause. पार 18 में चंदने उत्तम, चंदन निकट सब चंदन हुइया। साखत कूड़े ऊब सुख हुए, मन विमान विछड़ दूर गैया. Guruji now explains why in the company of the Saint Guru, some profit from him so much that they obtain supreme status, while many others who, in spite of living in the presence of the Guru at all times, remain as meritless as before. He explains this enigma by again quoting the example of sandal tree. He says, "Oh my friends, out of the entire vegetation, sandal is considered as supreme. All that is near sandal tree becomes fragrant like sandal. But the self-conceited persons are like those bamboo plants which, in spite of getting nourishments from the same earth, are dried up because in their minds reside the self-conceit. Therefore, getting separated from God, they have gone far away." Para 2. हर गत मित करता आपे जाने, सब विद हर हर आप बनैया। जिस सतगुर फेटे सो कंचन होवे, जो तुर लिखिया सो मिटे ना मिटैया. Naturally, the question arises, why different people behave and act differently under the same circumstances? To this, Guruji humbly responds, "O my friends, his ways and plays God the Creator himself knows. All the arrangements and plans for everybody's fate he has made himself. Whom God unites with the true Guru become pure like gold. And even if someone tries, whatever God has written in one's destiny, that cannot be erased." Para 3. रतन पदार्थ गुरमत पावै, सागर भगत भंडार खुलैया। गुरचरण एक सरदा उपजी, मैं हर गुण कहते तृप्त न भैया. Guruji now tells us what happens when, as per one's predestined fate, one is blessed with the company of the true Guru. Sharing his own experience, he says, "Oh my friends, by following the Guru's instruction, one obtains the jewel-like commodity of God's name. Because Guru's company is like an ocean or open storehouse of devotion to God. In the shelter of the Guru, a craving has arisen in my mind too, and now I never get tired of uttering God's praises." Para 4. परम बैराग नित नित हर त्याए, मैं हर गुण कहते भाव नहीं कहिया बार बार खिन खिन पल कहिया हर पार न पावै पर परैया. Describing further the present state of his mind and what new realizations he is having about God, Guruji says, "O my friends, day after day, with utmost detachedness and love, I have meditated on God. In this way, by singing his praises, I have expressed the love of my mind. But I have found that even when at each and every moment one utters praises of God again and again, still one does not find God's limit, because he is farther than the farthest." Para 5. शास्त्र वेद पुराण पुकारें धर्म करो खट कर्म दृढ़ैया. मनमुख पाखंड परम विगूते लोभ लहर ना पार बुढ़ैया. Next, commenting on the message which many Hindus priests proclaim on the authority of holy books such as Vedas and Shastras, Guruji says, "O my friends, many people proclaim that the Shastras, Vedas and Puranas only stress upon observing the faith of performing the basic 6 religious rites, namely giving and taking alms, teaching and studying Vedas, and offering and conducting sacrifices, and nothing else. But by limiting themselves to only such deeds, the self-conceited persons are ruining themselves, and being swayed by the tide of greed and the weight of their hypocrisy, the boat of their life is drowning in the worldly ocean." नाम जपो नाम में गत पावो सिमरत शास्त्र नाम दृढ़ैया हम में जाए त निर्मल होवे गुरमुख परचय परम पद पैया. In his compassion, Guruji tells us the way to save ourselves, saying, "O my friends, meditate on God's name. It is through the name that you would obtain salvation, because even the merits of reading Simritis and Shastras are automatically included in meditating on God's name. When one's self-conceit is erased, one becomes immaculate. When through the Guru one obtains divine wisdom, one obtains the supreme status." Para 7. ए जग वर्ण रूप सब तेरा जित लावें से कर्म कमैया नानक जंत वजाए वाजय जित भावे तित राहे चलैया. Guruji concludes the Ashtapadi by making it clear that every body does as per God's command, so that we may not feel arrogant on account of our own piety or performing faith rituals. So humbly addressing God, he says, "O God, this world with all its forms and colors is yours. The creatures perform only those deeds and acts to which you yoke them." Nanak says that the creatures are like musical instruments which emit the sound as the player plays on them. Similarly, a human being treads the path on which God wills him or her to tread. Para 8-2. The message of this Ashtapadi is that if we sit in the company of saintly persons who are like spiritual sandal trees and act upon Guru's advice as contained in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, then we would also become immaculate and obtain peace and salvation by meditating on God's name. There is no need for us to perform any kind of religious rites and so-called purification rituals referred in some religious books. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. SGGS page 833-834. Thank you.